What's up guys, it's Daz here, but you don't really care as welcome to my side series to my Pokemon Black LP. So generally, the original series, the main series I guess, is all going to be about following the story and the plot of the game, and that's pretty general. I mean, that's generally what most LPs are about, but this one's going to be a bit different. I'm going to take the title, Gotta Catch Them All, quite literally. This is going to be a side series whereby I basically go back and follow whatever things I've missed from the first episode, or from the previous main episode, and then go back and show off everything there is to show off. Not just like people and items that I missed, but also actual Pokemon. So even though we haven't actually technically made it in episode 1, we're going to do some rummaging around in Route 1 to see if we can find all the Pokemon there is to see. So first things first, we're going to want to get into some grass. Now as this series progresses, we'll start to have more of a split between the main series and this one, just because the Pokemon will be completely different. Because for now, all I have is little Oinky Doink, and he's going to have to fight off this Patrat who looks like a... I don't even know what he's supposed to look like. A sort of a disconcerting raccoon. Not even a raccoon, beaver. That's the thing I'm thinking of. Either way, I'm going to beat him down, and he's going to be my main. He's going to be my starter for this series. I want to basically not use the Pokemon in my main series in this series. I just have to, in this case, wait, that might kill him. I'm a genius if this kills him. Well, isn't this a good start? Well, at least I leveled up my Oinky Doink. And it learned Ember. Okay, then. Finally, we have an elemental move to use. But no, I want to come back in the grass. Thank you. So the first time we had Patrat, and now we have a Lillipup, who actually is quite adorable looking. Now, there is a 50-50 chance on which Pokemon will appear in this grass. So 50% being Lillipup and 50% being Patrat. We're going to capture both of them anyway, so I've got at least one more fighter here. That's about half health, so I might as well use the Pokemon now while I still can. Boink, oinky doink. No more fighting for you. We're using one of our first of 5 Pokeballs. Come on now, I know it's only half health, but it's level 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice! And as of now, I'm no longer going to be using Oinky Doink, but let's update the data and see what it says on Lillipup's Pokedex. It faces strong opponents with great courage, but when at a disadvantage in a fight, this intelligent Pokemon flees. Aww. Now, this is be one of the cases where I would pick up a comment on what the name of this Pokemon is, but I ain't going to be able to do that for the majority of this side series of this game. So, again, do leave comments for other Pokemon names in any of the other games, generations, or whatever, because only then will I be able to see them and use them. Why am I finding a pattern in the names that I'm choosing? Floofy Doof. I think I'm going to do this just because it's going to be my starter for this series, so I might as well give it a somewhat similar name to my actual starter Pokemon. Anyway, I'm going to go to the Pokemon tab and switch the two out, so now I don't actually have to use Oinky Doink. I have to use Floofy Doof for... Man, I'm just great at names. I'm not using Oinky Doink anymore, because instead I'm changing it to Floofy Doof. Good lord. But anyway, we still have 2 more Pokemon we need to capture on this route, so let's get searching for that other one. Here he is, Patrat. Now, as this series progresses, not only am I going to be capturing all the Pokemon you can get in every single route, hopefully, but I'm also going to, if I'm lucky, I'm getting distracted by this Pokemon fight. Oh boy, okay, hold on. First things first, as you lose health, the sound of the music actually changes the first time it ever happens in a Pokemon game, so things are a little more dire. You know what, Floofy Doof, I'm gonna not throw you out quite yet. I'm not gonna, take you out the battle. It's gonna be a one-on chance to get this Pokeball. Come on, Floofy Doof, you can do this. This is literally a low-level fight, and I'm getting a bit sweaty and tempted and all this. But also, what I was gonna say is, on top of capturing Pokemon in all the routes, I'm also going to be leveling them up. I'm going to be capturing every single Pokemon. So that includes the evolved form of Floofy Doof, for example. So we're going to be seeing a lot of the Pokemon as we progress anyway, that we already caught. It's not going to be a matter of we capture them and throw them in a bin, or a box, I guess. Using food stored in cheek pouches, they can keep watch for days. They use their tails to communicate with others. Give a nickname to Pat Rat? Sure. Cheeksters. Apparently I'm always using the character limit for these Pokemon names. But anyway, there is another type of way you can collect Pokemon in this route and this game. Right after I get out of this battle. Oh my god, I just took one step! No, Cheeksters! Alright, I'm gonna have to deal with my 1 HP Floofy Doof. You're in charge, Floofy Doof. Come on, can you... Well, you ain't gonna get him done in... You know what? We're risking it. Maybe he'll use Leer instead. No, he used Tackle. Crap. And that's... Oh, side series already over. Wow. Thankfully, I can run away safely. I'm gonna go heal up in the house now that both of my sort Pokemon are dead. Fainted, even. Alright, now supposedly, there is another way that grass can be interacted with in this case. Apparently, occasionally you will find a shaking grass plot which can have completely different Pokemon coming out of it. However, I also read somewhere that you might have to have defeated the first gym in order to unlock it, and judging by this, it seems nothing's happening. Although, maybe I'm supposed to be in the grass for it to start shaking. Either way, not a whole lot's happening, so in that case... So with both of those Pokemon got, we're now pretty much at the end of this video, since there's nothing else I can really do without progressing the story beyond what we've already done in episode 1. However, there is one more little mechanic I want to bring up now while I still can. When this game first started, it said winter back in episode 1. That's because there are actual seasons in this game that follow depending on what month you're playing the game in, and I'm going to be playing this game in December. In fact, I'm playing it in December right now. And because I'm recording a whole bunch in a batch over Christmas, this whole place is probably going to stay in winter for the entire LP, even though it's probably going to last longer than actual winter. So, unfortunately, because it swaps every month. Unfortunately, you ain't going to see any other seasons, probably. You might see maybe a bit of spring at the very end of the LP and the end of this series, but I find it quite unlikely. But I just wanted to clear that up. Anyway, now I'm going to end it off here. Next time, if we're counting only the side series, we're going to follow up on whatever else we can get in Route 1 and maybe even Route 2. Ooh, dramatic stuff. For now though, my name's Daz, you didn't really care, and I'll see you in a bit.